All right. So I don't know how many of you guys see me on the news today or see my video. I'm going to assume everybody's seen the video um, that I posted Wednesday. And since Wednesday video, I've had about, I honestly, I think there's like 15, 20 victims that reached out to me. So what I want to do is I want to do like a phone call to each victim. And I'm going to post like victim 1 on YouTube, victim 2 on YouTube. I mean, it is a lot of work. I didn't know YouTubers do so much work, but it is a lot, like, especially when you have another job. And this is just something I'm doing. Obviously, I'm not getting paid for it, but hopefully justice comes out in the end on this. Because that's the main goal, is to get this guy behind bars. Like, when I first posted that video, honestly, I was embarrassed because I thought, who just hands a guy a $200,000 car and says, here, someone's going to buy it. Here's the keys, sell it, pay the bank and whatnot. And, I thought, he was going to do the right thing. And what happened was, so when I made the video, when some of the salesmen said that, they can't go on with the scheme anymore, and they're calling people to let them know that it's just wrong. I did the video Wednesday night. One guy out in Minnesota or Wisconsin, I think it's Wisconsin. I'm going to call him. He's going to be my first victim, and he's going to give his story. I'm going to call him, and he's going. Well, anyway, when I did the video Wednesday, this poor guy flew out Wednesday night from Wisconsin, I believe it was Wisconsin, to New York City, LaGuardia Airport. He rented a car. He drove up here, came up here, and his cars were gone. Even though he paid for them, and we walked around and like read some VIN numbers that were at the dealership. When he came the next day, they must have came at 2 and 3 in the morning and took their cars. I'm not going to have the guys give me the last names, but I am going to have, and they're not going to be on video. I'm actually just calling from my business phone. So yeah, they're not going to be on video. They're going to be just telling this story. I got the mic here. Again, I'm not a YouTuber, so the mic's going to go on the phone, and they're just going to tell their story. And we're just building up a client list, so when we do talk to lawyers, they could, go back to like the YouTube channel and see the impact that each victim went through over this crime. So yeah, I'm going to make the first phone call today, post it. I don't know how long it's going to be. Again, I'm not really a YouTuber, but he's going to come out. He's going to tell his story, and then hopefully I get another phone call. And that was also taken
Hello?
from Val as well. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. We are on video, so I was just talking on video that we weren't going to use no last names. Just trying to get an impact statement from everybody. It's probably going to be weeks that I'm going to be doing this.
Okay.
So I'll start from the beginning on my part, and then you could just tell me from that part. So last Wednesday, I don't even know what date it was. Last Wednesday, I put a video up. Well, let me back it up. I got a phone call. Actually, my wife made a phone call to the dealership. They're like, "Where's our car?" Or no, "Why isn't the Lambo paid off?" And then Rob at Bull Auto said, "I don't know. I'm working for free right now. He went off the rails. There's many people. I'm just trying to get their cars to them." Me personally, I find it hard to believe that this guy didn't know anything, being the manager down in Albany and Val being in Jacksonville. I find it hard to believe when you put your pen to paper and you're signing your name and selling the cars in Albany that you don't know anything. But I'm still holding out that maybe he just got, shystered. I don't know. But Wednesday, that was his story. But Thursday, after I went back to Bull Auto, and the police were there and the tow trucks were there, I asked him, I called him up, I said, hey, Rob, do you really not know where my Lambo was? And his statement was, Mike, I retained a lawyer. I mean, I haven't even, I'm in the middle of retaining a lawyer now, not for, a class action lawsuit with all of us. We're all going to join together and we're going to sue the hell out of whoever is responsible for allowing this guy to operate. But
Absolutely.
He turned around and he's already retained a lawyer. Ironically, so did Igor in Jacksonville. Now, why are these guys retaining lawyers right away when, I get the part of retaining a lawyer. But, I was friends with this guy, like an acquaintance, like a professional work environment. But, you become somewhat friends. Like, we don't go to each other's houses for barbecue. But, like, in the work environment, like, I knew him. He's a friendly face. If I see him at a car show, I wave to him. Hey, I talk to him. For him to say, I retained a lawyer, I can't say nothing. I mean, dude,
right.
I worked my ass off to own a Lamborghini. Like, me and my wife both. I can't take credit because I would not have the Lamborghini if it wasn't with my wife. So we shored up. We worked our asses off. We kept our credit clean, which is another situation we might be in with, the banks. But so far it's still clean. I mean, but it's expensive making 2 exotic car payments when trucking is down. I'll be honest with you. But we called him up. Now, he already knows, hey, Val's a screwball. He did some illegal stuff. Why are you lawyering up? Which, okay, so you lawyered up. That's great. But you know what? Tell me something, Rob. Tell me where my Lambo is. Just tell me, like, put your feet in my shoes. Like, here I am, a poor guy that has a bank payment, just bought another car from you people, and I'm paying for a Lamborghini I don't own. But no, I do own. I own it, but I don't have it. And he knows where it is. But anyway, I'm not going to cry about my story because I can cry about it to anybody that wants me to lay my head on their shoulders because this is how devastating I am. I can't believe I was robbed of $200,000. But anyway, so I put the video up that night, which was late. I mean, it was like 7, 8 o'clock at night. You had a friend of yours contact you to watch the video. That night, you contacted me. We've never seen each other face-to-face Wednesday.
No.
And that night, didn't you take an airplane? Where are you from anyway? Is it Wisconsin or Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. I spoke to so many people from all parts of the states. So being from Minnesota, you got on a plane, I think that night?
I tried getting a flight that night. It was too late. I checked with the airlines. The last flight went out at 8:05. It was already after 7. I couldn't catch the flight, so I took a 5 a.m. flight out to get out there.
5 a.m.
Yes.
Because of the video.
Because of the video from you.
Which, being a car dealership like Alfa Romeo and Karma, they should have known. Like, I'm one guy, and all I did was put up a 30-minute video. They should have known something was going on that illegal activity. I mean, because we're not talking, like in my case, I will give my amount. My amount is $200,000 for my loan. My loan actually, I think, was like $220,000, and that's one car. Now you're in it. What is it? Is it approximately 7 cars?
I think I'm in it for 5 cars right now.
5 cars.
Thousands of dollars.
Are they high-end cars?
Yeah, some of them are Bentleys. They're a variety of vehicles, Audis that disappeared overnight when you guys had given me the VINs before I got there, and miraculously, by the time I got there, the one Audi had disappeared.
Now, we know a floor plan that took that one, correct?
No, floor plan did not take that one.
The Audi, okay. Do we know who took that?
I believe so. I think they're hopefully going to investigate it and check into it, and hopefully return it to the rightful owner.
Now, okay, from what I understand with the Audi, I don't really know Audi. It's SUV, right? Is that the one that I read the VIN number off?
Yes, it is.
And now that SUV that I read the VIN number off, it was you, and wasn't there another gentleman there that also bought the same car?
Yes.
So that Audi was sold to you.
2 people.
How many?
Two or 3 people. We don't know for sure.
Well, we know for sure 2.
For sure 2. I got a copy of a purchase agreement from a second buyer. Yes.
So, and roughly how much was that Audi?
That one was about $50,000, I believe.
$50,000. So, a bank wired Val $50,000 on your behalf.
Correct.
And the bank probably wired $50,000 on the other gentleman's. And by the way,
correct.
I have his info as well, and he might be willing to go on with an impact statement as well. So yeah. Right there. So from what we understand to be the truth, he got $100,000 on selling one car 2 times. And honestly, neither one of you took possession of this one car.
No. Neither one of us have it.
And so let me ask you something, because here's where I was embarrassed. You sent Bull Auto, Val. We don't have an exact, you're not comfortable giving the exact amount, but let's just say, for argument's sake, over $200,000. I think that's a fair number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you gave him over $200,000. Now, how does that work? Did you wire him money? Did you send him a check, or does the bank
wire transfers?
Wire transfers, were they from the banks?
From the bank to his bank account, yes.
So it went from a bank. So you took a loan out on over $200,000 for multiple cars.
Yeah, I paid cash, but I sent the wires to Val/Bull Auto/ Karma Jacksonville.
Okay, so those wires went to Val. And now, isn't it in the automotive world, because you got to remember, some people like me, we just buy a car, we get the car, sometimes it has temp tags, we drive it, we wait for the original tag to come in, and then we wait, and then the bank gets paid. This all happens in 14 days, my understanding. You're a dealer, correct?
Correct.
So in your case, you sent him the money. He got $200,000+ from you out of your own pocket, money that you worked your ass off and saved. He took that money. He kept the car. Sold actually one car to 2 of you, to you and somebody else, and then. Do we even know if the other cars are real?
We don't know.
Now, how long have you been dealing with Val? I mean, honestly, I would not, and this is where it's embarrassing on my part, but to find out that there's so many smart people out there that have been taken advantage of. You freely just sent them a wire $200,000. I mean, I'm sure there were contracts in place.
There was. I got purchase agreements on all the vehicles.
So okay, so you had and then you just freely sent them X amount of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then inside of that purchase agreement, I'm going to assume that the cars are supposed to be paid in a certain amount of weeks.
Correct. He sent me the purchase agreements. I had my bank initiate wires, and they were sent either the same day. He received them the next day.
So okay, we do know he received the money. So.
Yeah.
Now this was okay. So my theft started in I'm going to say January. I could be off by a week or two, which might have been the beginning of February, but I think it was the end of January with the Lambo. I mean, the Rolls Royce he had earlier, but he did make right on the Rolls Royce. So when did, like, you bought all these cars at one time, correct?
That's correct.
So you sent them 200,000. Now, obviously, this didn't happen. You didn't send them the 200,000 like the week I made my video, right? You must have sent them that money. Is it months ago or weeks ago?
I was back in May, middle of May.
Middle of May. So, okay, and I made the video, I think it was like June 6th. I don't know what last Wednesday was. If you're able to check on your phone, I got my phone with the video. So I don't know. Actually, I have a tablet here. Maybe I would like to get the exact date when I did the video last Wednesday. Does this thing have a calendar?
Last Wednesday would have been on the 4th.
All right, so I posted it the 4th, and you sent them the money. Was it 15th. More like what?
I was around the 15th or the 14th or the 15th.
Okay. Okay, so seeing my video on May 4th, so the 15th to the May 4th, honestly, see, I didn't know that about you until this conversation. It doesn't seem like, yeah, I think I would have been a little bit like nervous, but isn't that still within a time frame that he could make it right? Right,
exactly.
So you really just went off of my video coming down, like
when I seen your video, you seen how fast I got a hold of you and how fast I hopped the flight.
But what I'm saying is, when you seen the video, couldn't you say, well, this guy, you know, he's a little, like, referring to me, like he's a little bit off the wall because you just sent the money like 3 weeks ago, which really is in a time frame for Val still to have made it right. Am I right?
Well, yeah, you're right. But I had done other deals with them prior to that I had received cars and titles, so I wasn't suspicious until I seen your video. When I seen your video, it was real obvious what happened to you was happening to me, because some of the other deals were pretty sketchy from the beginning. Like, I'd only been doing business with them since the end of last year.
And has he always like paid the loans off pretty quickly? Is that why, like, I know my video made you suspicious, but that couldn't be like the all in 100% factor. Was there other things that made you feel like has he not returned any of your calls once you sent him the wire? Like did he just ditch you after that, or was he like?
No, he strung me along playing, hey buddy, good morning, buddy. And then he still continued to try to sell me vehicles up until that Friday or Saturday when he quit answering everybody's calls. So he was still trying to get me to purchase more vehicles.
And then do you think moving forward, are you gonna? I mean, how do we let the public know? Like, we know that we have to see a lawyer, a class action lawsuit. We know that we're going to go for that. We hope that we get compensated back for our losses. We won't even get into the other craziness, the mental anguish and all that nonsense. I just want to be made whole, as I'm sure you do. How do we tell other people, like, what lesson have you learned, if any, and how will you not make the same mistake? Or are you still just going to throw yourself out there and still, I mean, is that like the only way to purchase a car, really, is to wire somebody money? They give you the car and you just pray that they...
To be honest with you, I probably won't do another deal unless I'm physically there where the vehicle is and I see a copy of the title in hand. Because this has been a total nightmare. It's been a headache. It's been just stress for me, my family, for all of us victims. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, the last week has been horrible for everybody.
Yeah, when when I seen you, I as you remember, the first thing I did was hug you, and I just broke. Like, I don't know. I hate saying I broke down and cried because it takes my man card away. But you honestly look like a guy that was homeless for like 6 weeks and hasn't had a meal.
I didn't sleep for over 2 days, including the day of flying out. I couldn't sleep. I booked a hotel room leaving in New Jersey, and I took a shower at the hotel, and I sat at the airport from 2 a.m. until it was time to fly out. I couldn't go to bed. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. I mean, it was sickening. What had you done? I mean, everybody needs to know out there that whoever's left that doesn't know, they need to get involved in on this, and they need to know the truth on what's going on here.
They will. As I'm doing the impact statements, and I am going to post them on YouTube. So people that might have missed the first video, they might see the second video, and they might come along, and hopefully they go on video as well. I know I got some people that are willing to go on video. The more we get out there, the easier it is for the lawyers just to look at the YouTube's videos as reference. I
mean, just in the last day, look at how many new victims there's been. I mean, every day there's 5 to 10 more victims.
Yeah, explain that when you were talking to Dylan. We won't use the company name or his last name, but we could just say Dylan is someone that finances the cars to the dealerships. Can we say it like that, I guess?
I think so.
I mean, I guess really we could say he's a floor planner. We don't need to get into the names. But he went over to Bull Auto, I think it was yesterday, right?
Correct.
And with him being in that parking lot, and I'm going to have an interview with Dylan, by the way, people. When he was in that parking lot, you were on the phone with him. What happened when he was in Bull Auto yesterday?
One person came, stopped by, asked him what was going on. He told them it started, and then it ended up starting to rain out. They went and had coffee somewhere, not going to say where, and it ended up being 3 more victims out of that one person.
And that
person and 2 of their friends.
And he met with all 3 of them, or 4 of them?
Yeah, 3 or 4, yes. They were all no cars, no titles, a car, all fraud.
I actually, I don't know.
I've spoken to all of them.
No title and no car. I actually have, if you look at some of the first video, the 30-minute video, if you look down and you start seeing the chats, I have someone, and I spoke to him earlier, through text today, because they're going to give an impact statement, and they're out in Vermont, and they said that they bought a Volvo. I don't know Volvos, XC9020. I don't know what the makes are, but they bought a Volvo. And by the way, if that happens to be one of your cars, they bought it. But guess what? He said it would be delivered May 22nd. No
Never received it.
And no title, but they paid for the car fully. The car is fully paid for.
Correct.
They're going to be, I was supposed to actually, I was going to do an interview with them before you, but I wanted to go in order, and they were waiting. So they just asked if I could call them tomorrow, which is good because people will see your video, and then the other people come in and feel more comfortable giving their impact statement as well on what happened. So is really when you go to buy a car now moving forward, basically you go to a dealer, you're gonna make sure the title is free and clear, right? No liens on it.
Free and clear, no liens on it, and they have to have the hard copy in front of them, or I'm not buying a vehicle anymore. It's gotten to the point where you can't trust anyone anymore.
Now, is that going to reduce your business?
Absolutely.
Because it's easier trusting people, right? To do.
Absolutely, it is.
Now, what about What if you didn't buy a car from a franchise and you bought it like? I mean, is every car dealership a franchise? I guess every car dealership must be a franchise. There's no like going directly to Ford to buy it.
Well, Ford would be a franchise, so your independent lots are different than franchises. You know, I mean, and that's the difference. You think of a franchise like a Ford store or Chevy store or Bentley or Rolls Royce or McLaren or Karma or Alpha, and you think of a stand up place. You think they're going to be a dealer that's going to be backed, but obviously not.
No, and I watched a YouTube video in the past, and Exotic Car Hacks. I really like his videos. And he said something in one of his videos that made my skin go up. And he said he used a Lotus, I think, Karma. I don't think he said Alfa Romeo, but he said a lot of their requirements are a lot easier to deal with for loans and whatnot. And I just wonder. He said that's why you see a lot of those dealerships have these problems. Like look at CNC Motors in San Diego. I think they had that problem, and I think they were a franchise with either Karma or Lotus.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they were or not.
But that one winded up. I think you told me it winded up being a $4 million grab on clay.
Yeah, $4 million is what I seen on it.
So
I remember that from a long time ago.
So obviously, I'm assuming since Wednesday, since the video, you probably haven't even worked this week.
I haven't worked at all, not one day.
You can't. I haven't either. My wife was like, "Listen, we have another exotic car payment. You got to stop doing this." Like I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this until justice is served. Like this,
I am too. I mean, it's all we think about right now because it's all that's on our heads.
He didn't have to be our friend. Like he could have just been I guess that's the part.
Grab and go.
Yeah, and it probably wouldn't. I mean, maybe I don't even know. I don't even know why I'm even saying anything about friend. What difference does it make at this point? Since that, now I heard somebody got a phone call from Val.
That's what I heard too.
And I guess from what it wasn't you though, was it?
No.
So, and from what, and of course everybody, this is just hearsay. The phone call just said that he apologized to whoever this person is.
Yes.
And that basically was it. Like, and honestly, I mean, I don't know when he turned bad. Like, I'm sure he didn't wake up one morning and say, you know what? Screw the car dealership, screw the work. Let me just see how many suckers I can get and how many millions of dollars I could rack up. I hate to think that his mind worked like that because.
Well, you know, the bad part about it is the first couple of deals I did, not the first deal, but the first couple of deals I did after the first deal were a little crazy. But I'll tell you a little story. It kind of started with a Maserati MC20, a McLaren 720S. I sent the wire for a lot of money. And
yeah, those cars. I can say right now, I know each one of those cars is over. Because I just bought a 720, a 22, and I could say right now that the 720 was probably upwards of 250, and
correct.
And I think the MC, the Maserati would be upwards of, if you're getting a discount, I'd say 230 or so.
It was a big wire, and I'll tell you what happened with that wire, just so everybody's aware. And I probably should have been more aware myself, but I did a lot more deals after that. That deal ended up with me flying down to Jacksonville, Florida, and going to Val's office directly into his face and telling him I need my money back because he tried unwinding the deals, which he did, and said he had retail buyers for him. It took him over a month for him to send me my money back. He says, I got retail buyers. I'm going to send you an extra $10,000 on each vehicle. I said, okay. I waited around, nothing. I hopped on a flight, excuse me, ended up in Jacksonville. I got a call that morning. Hey, good morning, buddy, from Val. How are you doing? I says, I'll see you in a minute. He says, what do you mean? I says, I'll see you in a minute. He says, where are you at? I says, I'm in Jacksonville. He says, what? I says, I'm in Jacksonville. I'll see you in a minute. I'm right down the road. So I pulled up to his office and I told him, I says, I need my wires. I says, I can't leave here. I can't leave Florida right now until I get my wires back. I sat down there. I waited. I think it was a Friday. Tuesday, I got a wire for the Maserati. I didn't get a wire for the 22720S Spider. I went home. I got a wire for the 720S Spider about a week later. After he continuously said the banks are still waiting to fund the deal. The banks are still waiting to fund the deal. Finally, I got my money back. That should have been my lesson learned, not to deal with them anymore. But he was so good at trying to be your friend, and the manipulation was so powerful that he kept you coming back to try to buy more cars and thinking you were going to be doing more deals, when in the end, all he was thinking about is himself.
Yeah, because whether the deal was funded or not, that was solid cash of your money.
That was solid cash
that he
didn't have.
That he shouldn't have put elsewhere. That was something that he should have been able to return to you that day.
Exactly. And I can just tell you the balance in his bank account after wiring me for the Maserati was $9,000, because I just looked at the paperwork today. And remind you not, I found out from a flooring company that Maserati had a duplicate title on it, and the flooring company held the original title with a lien.
So that means
that he had sold me. So this is a lot.
So what does that mean?
That means that somehow he went to the state of Florida, got a duplicate title made a month after the flooring company had already floored the car and had already taken the original copy of the title.
So could the DMV be held responsible on any of that? Maybe be on a take? I'm not saying they are.
I don't know. I don't know who's responsible, but I know it's illegal. I know you can't sell a vehicle that's floored with the company and produce a secondary title when the flooring company's holding the original title.
So you're basically saying you're out on the MC20 as well.
I got paid off on that MC20. Otherwise, if I went to Florida, I don't think I would have. But what I'm saying is he can do that with anybody, and he could have done it with anybody.
He has.
And he obviously must have done it with people. Otherwise, why would you do it?
He has. He has. As we talk to victims, I guarantee there's going to be more, and they're going to say exactly what happened, that there were multiple titles on a car. See, I got, real quick on my story, my bank won't finance me until they see the title front and back, no lien on it. They won't send the money. So in my case, I dealt with Lamborghini in Greenwich, and obviously the car was free and clear, because that day we looked at, like, we were in New York, we drove to Connecticut, and the salesman, Kevin, he already had it sold. Like, I didn't even see the car yet. He already had a sold sticker on the window, because he must have realized I was going to fall in love with it. And I got down there, the car was there, had a sold sticker. Me and my wife, he didn't even say anything. It was a done deal. The bank already, like, within that day, the deal went through. Clean title.
Right.
My bank seen it, front and back, no problems. That's the way business is supposed to be.
Absolutely.
All right.
And that's not how the business ran.
And that's not how this business ran. I think I had you on the phone for 30 minutes. I don't think we're going to have 30 minutes of people watching, but maybe we will. I do appreciate you getting on video with me to do this. We are going to win this. I mean,
I appreciate you making the video to get us together.
me and you, we got together, and within what you have done and what Black has done has been, just the constant reposting. I mean,
It's all we could do.
it's yes, the video was like the push, but guys like you that came and banded together, like people don't know, but it's like a bike club. Like it's a small circle, but when you're in the bike club, it's a big circle. Like this bike club knows this bike club, which knows this bike club, and it becomes big, even though in the individual club it's small. In the exotic car world, or like guys that have antique cars or car lovers, it's a small group here, but it's pockets of small groups. And because you've seen it through somebody involved in the car world, in the car world, my car people seen it, your car people seen it. It became big because guys like you just kept reposting it, and Black kept tagging people, tagging the news. Like, he was relentless. I don't even think he lost it. I don't believe he's
no, he didn't. He's a good friend. He's a good friend of mine.
He's just involved in the car world, and he was relentless. I mean, I do got to give a shout out to him, and I thank you. And then me and you've been on the phone with me 3-4 times a day, and or my wife, and it's just been like I wake up and all what I think about is Bull Auto, and I won't settle unless there's criminal charges. I'm not going to be okay with just a payout and no criminal charges, because
no, me neither.
He didn't just screw me; he screwed you. And you seen, even when I was at the dealership, you seen the video, that one guy, Sam, which I have his real name and everything now too. He didn't want to be on video, and he was out $400,000 out. Right, he goes, and the funny thing about it, he goes, Val, I gave him $1 million one time. He made it right, and that is what blew his mind. He goes, and now I give him $400,000. Like, why would he not steal $1 million when he had it, but yet steal $400,000? Like,
don't know. It boggles my mind. I don't know what goes through that guy's head, but like you say, it's not going to be over till he gets served an indictment.
Criminal charges have to, yes. And again, the franchises, Karma and Alfa Romeo, they have some responsibility.
They gave themselves by giving them a license, they gave themselves a horrible name.
Nope. And every time I make a video, their name will be brought up too, because I can't rob my drivers. I'm part of a franchise of a billion-dollar company, and let me tell you, if I treat my drivers and I try to steal from them,
it's over.
It's over. My company would. You ain't wrecking our name, buddy. Gone.
No.
I run a legit business, man, and I treat.
That's how you have to do it.
I treat them as good as I treat them. When someone goes for a job with you, they're putting their livelihood in your hand, and a lot of bosses or leaders don't realize that. I don't know which one is which, but if that guy can't afford a house or a car payment, you're the boss. You're
make sure he has a place to stay and food on the table.
Yep, and you don't risk your employees by making them do illegal stuff.
Absolutely not.
Because now this guy Rob, he doesn't have a job. He's 40-something years old, and as he said, I lawyered up. So I mean, what do lawyers cost? $100, $200 an hour?
Yeah, a lot of money. I don't have an attorney.
And he had to retain a lawyer for what might happen. Because let's be honest, in Albany, you were down there for a year. You really don't know where my car is? Or now you know where it is after you lawyered up, but you're not going to tell me.
Right.
because you could only play the ignorant card so long.
Exactly.
And I think he realized it because now it's bigger. Like, it's not just Mike that lost his Lambo, because now it's Mike, also Mike B, that lost multiple cars, and it's Sam, and it's Peter, and I got Duvall, I got multiple people on here. I can't even think of them all. I got John. I got the other John.
Lori, Alan, David. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
On and on, and yep, and these, yeah, and you can't play ignorant like, oh, I didn't know what it was going on. I mean, yeah, granted, some of these deals were done in Jacksonville, Florida, but the ones done up here, you were the right-hand man, buddy. You should have pulled the switch a long time ago. It should have been pulled back as far as I could see, January, when things started going wrong.
I agree.
It shouldn't have been waiting to I mean, I'm going to get the other guy on the phone, and John, I'm not going to say anything else, but he has the opposite of what I have. He has a Lamborghini, but the company has his title, and Val has the money. It's $285,000.
Yeah.
And this poor guy is devastated. And honestly, he had a Lamborghini before, a cheaper one, but like, he couldn't like ride with us because what was he doing Monday to Sunday? He was working. So yeah,
right.
Just so some of you people know, these guys that have these fancy cars, they're not living in multi-million-dollar homes and having maids and clean the house. Some of these guys just work, and they wanted a dream car, and they just work and work and work. And yeah, like in John's case, he has that dream car, but he hardly has time to his enjoyment.
He has it, but he doesn't have it. Thanks to Val.
Well, I was actually referring to like buying a car, like.
Right.
Like these things aren't just handed to people like us.
Absolutely not. We work our ass off to get these things.
We work our asses off. Like, I worked and my wife worked. We teamed up. Like, honestly, if I didn't have her in my corner, there wouldn't be a Lambo, because teamwork was the way we were able to get it. It wasn't like, oh, I'm super smart, I'm a great physician, I'm gonna go buy a Lambo. It was shoring down and not going to Starbucks every day and buying that, and not doing these, like going out to eat here and there. It was like shoring down and saving, and we got our dream car, and it was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun driving it.
But when you earn it and you appreciate it when you work for it. I started from nothing. I dropped out of high school. I never graduated. I decided to go to work instead of college or high school. And I started from nothing and worked my ass off. And people like this drag you back down. And it makes it hard to get back up.
It does. Honestly, I'm 56 years old, and just, my wife is worried. I'm like really worried. Like, it's not 200,000. It's like $200. No bullshit. 200,000 is like slicing my wrist, because I don't know how we're gonna pay multiple. I mean, when my ship was sinking a couple years ago, I didn't try to take my drivers down. You know what I did? I had two McLarens in my garage, and when the trucking got really like bad, I have to say it. The drivers were number one priority. I sold both those dream cars. I sold both the McLarens. We didn't make a dime off of them. We broke out even, but you know what? We could hold our head high and say we didn't rip off anybody. Never even crossed our mind.
That's what a real business owner does.
Yep, you downsize, you regroup, and if God be willing, you grow again.
You work together as a family.
Exactly. All right, my man. I had you for 45 minutes.
Thank you for taking the time, Mike. I appreciate it.
We got this, Mike. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right, brother.
Take care. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there it is. One victim. I mean, I hope, you know, the victims do watch and come out. And I'm hoping, you know, I could get more calls. As far as I know, I will get more. I mean, I got people. It's just getting the people and getting them on camera. And as the victims, you guys seen the way this video goes. This video will be given to the lawyers. The lawyers are going to use it. It's also, let me hang this up. It's also going to be, you know, these videos going up is gonna help bring other victims, because maybe they didn't see the first YouTube video I made. They might, you know, see this one and call in and say, because that's what happened. I got an email last night from someone saying, hey, about the Volvo. The Volvo I was talking about. They're gonna see the video and they're gonna call. And if you guys, you know, the victims, as you see, we're not using last names. We're going to be very vague. I mean, the lawyers are going to know the people's last names, but the whole world is not going to know everyone's first and last name, you know, I mean, for privacy. I mean, Mike didn't even give his, the amount of money that was taken. So you guys have nothing to worry about. Just tell your story, man. Let's get some impact statements and let's get this class action lawsuit going. I mean, if we're made whole, good. If we make out better than that, great. If we don't make out at all and this guy goes to prison, I feel that's really, honestly, I'm living okay, man. That's the real justice right there. Of course, I don't want to pay for my Lambo for another month. No, I'm not going to lie, because that is hurting. That is hurting. That's 2 exotic cars I got. I don't want to pay for 2 of them. So, yeah, that I do want. I want to go away somehow. That's it. Thank you guys for watching, and be ready for, I'm going to word it victim 1, victim 2, victim 3, and that's how I'm just going to move forward on them. All right. Thank you all for taking the time.